Alright, let's check this out. I listened to the first, I lost many counts, like 10 songs by them, and 9 out of 10. So far, only one song was kind of bad. Only almost 10 out of 10s.
I
Music videos, 10 out of 10. Let's see. I still don't know their names. I still don't know shit about them.
so this guy named Murdoch wanted to start a
Okay.
band, so we decided the most
Oh.
sensible thing to do
Oh. So he's the one who started it? Ah.
was to crash into a keyboard shop and steal all the keyboards.
What?
But while doing so, he
What?
hits this absolute punk named Stuart Pot, which knocks out one of his eyes and puts
Okay.
him in a coma.
What? Alright. Alright. I was about to say, is this the lore of the first? I thought it was the real life lore. Now I'm thinking it's the animated lore.
And the police
Okay.
come, and as punishment for this, he has to look
I thought it was the real life origins, not the cartoons, but okay.
after him. You know, the person he just almost killed.
Hmm.
While doing so, he gets into another car accident, which knocks out Stuart's other eye, and instead of him being dead like anyone else would be, he's woken up from his coma
What?
and has no eyes. And Murdoch's all like, dang, this guy looks pretty cool without his eyes. Then he's like,
Okay.
hey, even though I almost killed you twice, do you want to be in my band? And Stuart's all like, okay.
The fuck?
Also, Murdoch starts calling him 2D because he has two dents in his head. Very
Huh?
clever, Murdoch. They move into a haunted mansion and name it Kong
Okay.
Studios. That's very fitting. So now they have a keyboardist and a bassist, then a drummer and a guitarist.
Uh-huh. So he canonically doesn't have any eyes. Huh. I thought it was just a aesthetic choice to be creepy.
So they kidnap this possessed guy named Russell for their drummer,
Huh?
and 2D asks his girlfriend to join the band.
Oh, oh, the rapping ghost. Oh. So canonically the ghost is hunting the drummer. Okay.
And be the guitarist. But his girlfriend decides she wants some of that Murdoch action,
Okay.
so they break up and she's kicked out of the band. So now they're all like, what the flip are we gonna do without a guitarist? But coincidentally, a box arrives at their front door with a 10-year-old named Noodle who plays the guitar, and they're like, sure, that'll work. So they make their first album,
Wait, so canonically it's a 10-year-old? What the fuck?
and they try to make a movie, but it doesn't go very well. So
This is the most D&D make your own character band I ever seen in my life. This is so unique. Holy shit.
Murdoch tries to kill 2E, and they don't like that very much, so the
Okay.
band breaks up.
Alright, so their names are Noodle, Murdoch, TV, is that?
Murdoch goes to a party in Mexico and gets arrested for like giving false checks or something,
Okay.
doing Murdoch stuff. Russell gets the ghost inside him
Oh, okay, his name is Russell. Okay.
exorcised by the Grim Reaper. 2D goes to work at his dad's
Oh, his name is Judy. Okay, got it.
carnival, and Noodle goes to Japan
Yeah, that's easy to remember, Judy. Okay.
to figure out who the hell she is. And when she figures out she was originally raised as a killing machine
Yeah, I see the the imperial flag in the background. That's pretty funny.
to Japan to figure out who the hell she is. And when she figures out she was originally raised as a killing machine, she says, man, screw this mess, and she goes back to Kong Studios to make some music. She makes like 90% of an album, and she has the idea to call her bandmates to be part of it, which they all agree to. So they make their second
hell
album,
yeah.
Demon Days.
Best song right
But
here.
then helicopters shoot down a windmill tower that Noodle is on, and she goes missing. But it
I just reacted to a song, Mañana. It was very sad.
turns out this was all planned by Murdoch and this short guy named Jimmy, and they
What?
double-crossed him, leaving Jimmy to die in the wreckage. And since the band members have no idea where Noodle is, and assume she's
The Attack on Titan, sure.
dead, they decide they don't really like this very much, and they abandon Murdoch, and they all go their separate ways for the second time.
Okay.
And since Murdoch is all alone and has nothing better to do, he decides to burn down Kong Studios and use the insurance money to go on a cruise. While he's on the cruise, he sells some faulty guns to some pirates, and they aren't too happy about that, so they start hunting him with real guns. And since
Okay.
Murdoch is now on the run, he needs to find a place
Is this made up? I just realized. Is this like the actual lore or is this just made up? For the group, the song the Japanese was made to be killing machines. Okay, I don't know the reference. Okay, it seems like it is. It seems like he's not making it up.
place where he won't be found, so he
Okay.
decides to build a mansion on an island made out of plastic, which gives him a great
Uh-huh.
idea for an album. But he can't make it without his bandmates, so he hires this dude called the Boogeyman to kidnap 2D, but he
Mm.
can't seem to locate the others, so he builds a robot version of Noodle from her DNA from the wreckage and replaces
Okay.
Russell
The fuck?
with a drum machine. Russell hears about this and he isn't too happy about it, so he decides to swim all the way to the island. The
Mm.
band decides to kidnap Bobby Womack to be on the album, and they get chased by Bruce Willis, who's a bounty hunter apparently. They have a car
Oh, I haven't seen that video. Ooh. What's the name of that one?
chase and crash into the ocean, and their car turns into a submarine shaped like
Eh.
a shark, and they make their way back to Plastic Beach. While Russell was swimming,
Oh, but I just reacted to that one too. On Melancholy Hill. Ooh. All those reactions getting blocked by YouTube from working on them, but it takes 30 days to dispute them, so it's
he
gonna take a
becomes
while.
a giant from all the chemicals he consumed from the ocean, and he
Hmm?
runs into Noodle,
Oh,
who has apparently been alive
that was him? I completely missed that.
the entire time and just on a boat that got shot down by pirates. And the pirates find Murdoch on
Mm.
Plastic Beach and proceed to attack the island alongside the Boogeyman, who is apparently there to connect Murdoch's soul. 2D
What?
almost gets swallowed by a whale, but he's saved by Russell and Noodle, and then he's
Oh.
swallowed by another whale. Murdoch escapes into a submarine with Cyborg Noodle, and Russell and Noodle decide to also get out of there and go somewhere else.
Mm.
While Russell and Noodle are swimming away, Russell gets mistaken for a whale due to his size and gets harpooned, leaving him severely
Wow.
wounded, and Noodle is left alone in the ocean, just there in the ocean. Russell is captured and used as a monument in North Korea until he shrinks
The fuck?
back down to normal
North
size due to
Korea.
malnutrition and is set free. Noodle is saved by a worker in some small village and becomes an apprentice at his shop, and while there, she accidentally releases a shape-shifting demon, but kills him before he does too much damage. After that, she decides she's done with this mess, so she ships herself
Okay.
back to England in a box, which old habits die hard. While Murdoch and Cyborg Noodle are at sea, he's
Ew.
discovered and thrown in jail for some reason, and after a couple of years there, he's let out under the condition that he makes a new Gorillaz album. The world that Swallow 2D
Okay.
gets washed up on a deserted island and dies. Well, at least he thinks it's deserted. He finds out a few months later that it was actually a very populated place, but then he gets kicked out for stealing friendship bracelets or something. I don't know what happened. And after all that time, the band reunite and
I don't know what happened. Yeah.
work on their next album, Humans. While at a
Okay.
nightclub, Murdoch is approached by this guy named El Merida and is offered a deal, but is then framed for smuggling and arrested. So now that Murdoch's in jail, the band's like, well, what the flip were we supposed to do without a bassist? Noodle's like, I know another green guy, so they
Okay.
recruit this dude named Ace as their new bassist. Or should I say, Acist. Then they start work on their next album, The Now Now. While in jail, Murdoch
Yeah.
starts a fight with the toughest guy in
Also, is there a reason why he turned into a zombie? Did I miss that?
there. His name Big Balls McGinnis, and he does it to earn
Of
respect,
course,
but
that's
that
his
quickly
name, of
backfires
course.
and he's beat up. Meanwhile, Noodle is suspicious that Tootie might be possessed because he's
Okay, finally I know. I know their names. Finally.
happier than usual, and his eyes are white instead of black. But it turns out he's just happy to be free from Murdoch's antics. Murdoch gets tired of being in prison, so he escapes through the sewers and almost drowns in literal sewage. He asks Noodle for help, and then she reluctantly agrees and finds Murdoch in the snow on a mule or whatever animal it's supposed to
Cute,
be. So the
cute.
band's back together again, and Ace goes away to do something else. I don't know where he went. In late 2019, the band members start collecting things for a machine they're building. This machine turns out to be a song machine, which collaborators walk into and do their part without hearing what anyone else is doing, and it's all compiled by the song machine. Since being in jail, Murdoch seems to have less control over the band and less power than he had before. Tootie is more free-spirited, and nobody seems to respect Uncle Murdsy anymore, which he isn't too happy about. 2D, Noodle, and Russell go through a portal that teleports them to Lake Como, where they go on a boat ride. Murdoch gets left behind the
Hey.
studio without knowing where the rest of the band is. Because of this, Murdoch is afraid the band doesn't need him anymore and becomes a sad boy. While riding a motorcycle with 2D, Murdoch stabs him with a syringe full of truth serum to learn about how the portals work. But before he could even find out, they crash and he gets into a fight with Noodle and Russell for almost killing 2D for like the 5th time, leaving them all bruised up. Feeling hopeless, Murdoch tries to build his own portal, which obviously doesn't work at all. The band then decides to take a little trip down to Robert Smith Moon, where Murdoch finally gets to teleport by using a monolift. While on the drive, the band gets
That was
teleported back to
crazy.
Classic Beach with the Pink Panther.
GTA, what the fuck? Okay, haven't seen any of these
Who's
videos.
apparently the
Can't wait.
He's apparently the source of the portals all these years, and they get teleported to Plastic Beach, which is then destroyed by Lee John, the sea monster, and the band escapes through a portal where Murdoch is almost left for dead, but then is saved by the last second by 2D, which shows
Hey.
how much their relationship has grown. Okay, that was a lot of lore for a British cartoon band, but I hope you enjoyed
Okay, so they are British. Okay,
it, and I'm never doing something like this again. This took so long to do.
that's funny. Alright, now I know their names now. Didn't know them. Also, it's fucking insane. I still want to know the real life lore because this was just a 2D lore. And goddamn. Alright, let's wait and see for the next one.